2, 1.
Alex,
Yes.
I'm allowed 1 F per channel, right?
You're technically, by the terms set forth by yourself and Devin, which I didn't really have a say in, but I think I managed to restrict it, we are technically allowed 1 swear word per video.
Well, buckle the fuck up, because this is our Gen Con haul.
I'll let it go. Hi, I'm Alex Backlund from Board Game Co.
I'm Professor Meg.
This is normally a family channel, where the F words are intermittently slipped in 47 minutes into the video.
To all the kids at home, it was just a fun sound effect.
You just told them it was a fun sound effect.
Did we beep it? Did we bleep it?
It might be beep now. Anyways, I'm Alex Backlund from Board Game Co.
I'm Professor
which I think we just said, but I'm
We
kind
just
of
went
off
to
my
Gen
guard.
Con.
We just went to Gen Con.
There's stacks of things around us.
This is the Gen Con haul video. This is the...
Are you going to timestamp this per game?
I think I have to. I think I have to. I'm supposed to do that.
You're... Okay.
I'm supposed to do that. That's the rules of the video. The video rules are I'm supposed to timestamp all the videos, and I did bow out once.
Are you gonna do the thing where you use coded names for all of them?
No, dear Lord, no. It's no point. This is so annoying when people do that. It's so annoying. The one I really liked. The one I wanted to like. The one I didn't know I'd like. Okay, this 70,000 games I hear. We can't... so one time I did cave. There was one video I did, which was I was doing a quick relative order ranking of the 390 games I played that year.
Mm-hmm.
I did not timestamp every single one of 391.
Lazy.
Can I use an F word? Anyways, basically, this is a Gen Con haul video.
You didn't have a clip of each game show up in the corner?
No. People would love that, but no.
With some B-roll?
Can I use 2 F words in this video? This is a Gen Con haul video, so a few things to note over here. 1, we just came back from Gen Con. 2, we have a lot of games. 3, most of these, I'd say most of these are review copies that have been given to us to cover and get, and that's relevant because haul videos or posts are inherently tricky to navigate because on the one hand there are people who want to see all the fun games we came back with and see what's highlights of things to come on the channel, the things that caught our interest and attention, because we don't say yes to things we aren't interested in covering. So anything we have, well, there's 1 or 2 exceptions because once in a while you get like a swag bag situation and then you don't necessarily know. I'll get into all this too. And actually, speaking of which, there's giveaways.
And sometimes there's some hidden gems in those swag bags.
Hidden gems. There's gonna be giveaways over here, by the way, because of that, because there are 1 or 2 games that either I already got rid of or don't need or have a base game of, and so there are gonna be a few games I will give away throughout the course of this video. So stay tuned, buckle up, and do what you need to do as far as keeping track of that. But yeah, in general, Gen Con haul videos, especially as a content creator, these are very exciting. Make no mistake, it is incredibly satisfying and fun to get a pile of free games. It's also homework that has to be done because these are going to be a lot of games that are going to be covered over the next several months. Fortunately, I've gotten an early head start on my homework, and I've played like 10 of these games already.
I know, I kind of wanted to brag about what I've already learned.
You know, honestly, I think it's more than 10. If I have to make a guess right now, I think I've played, I'm going to give a magic number right now, I think I've played 16. It's probably not 14. I'm going to stick with 14. I think I played 14 of these games already. And that by already I mean like not before Gen Con, but like actually one of them was before Gen Con. But anyways, I'll count that one. 14 games of these I think I've already played, which is good because these are going to get reviewed over the course of the next several months on the channel, and some of them might be 8 months from now because that does happen with these hauls. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start. We're just gonna have piles of things that are gonna slowly show up on the table. We will try to spend 30 seconds or less on most games because we don't want this to be the longest video ever, but past that, things will be timestamped, and we'll tell you our thoughts as to why we got the game, why we have it, whether we're excited for it, why or why not we're excited for it. Again, in most cases, the answer is yes, because most of these are specific games as opposed to an extra thing.
And as usual, I have some things that aren't games.
That is true.
I got some schemes.
I have one thing that's not a game.
I wanted to start off with, so there were a couple of people that, I saw at the convention throughout the weekend that, you know, recognized who we were, said hello, things like that. And I did not catch her name because it was someone like very, very quick in passing going through the halls. But I traded someone a little dice bag and dice set. I just handed it to them and they said, here, have a bracelet. So I have like a Taylor Swift style friendship I love Gen Con bracelet. And it makes me so happy.
That's a Taylor Swift style bracelet?
It's like a thing that like the people who go to the Eras tours make their own. So like
she invented bead bracelets?
No. It's just like the fashion right now. It's just the popular fashion.
I'm a fan of Taylor Swift, and she should get credit for a lot of things. She does not get credit for these bracelets.
sometimes things that you make more trendy.
This reminds me of the time someone's like, yeah, in the Immortal Wars of Taylor Swift, shake it off.
Yeah,
it's not her.
She also made red lipstick classic.
Yes, red lipstick brought to you by Taylor Swift. This video brought to you by Taylor Swift. I'm going to start by just grabbing things off stacks over here. I'm going to start just with whatever's accessible.
That's not a hat.
That is not a hat, you're right. We have two that's not a hat. We have that's not a hat regular, and that's not a hat, which I think is a celebrity version or something.
I think it's modern. I think it's like, I don't want to say millennial, but it's something like that.
It should say it's somewhere on the box.
I think it does somewhere.
It should say it like somewhere. It doesn't say it. It doesn't say what it is.
Pop
That's
culture.
not a hat. Pop culture. It's pop culture, not pop culture.
Pop culture.
I've actually played That's Not a Hat regular version. I have not played pop culture yet. I will be diving into it and probably combining them both in one review because honestly, I've played this already and I'm just gonna play the new one and talk about my thoughts about this. But generally, That's Not a Hat is a fun little party game that combines a complete lack of being able to remember and track everything combined with bluffing so that honestly, if you're good at memory, you'll do fine at this game. If you're good at bluffing, you'll do fine at this game. If you're good at both, I don't know if it helps you more, because I think you need one of those skills. I don't think you need both those skills,
But if you're good at neither, it's really funny for everybody else.
If you're good at neither, this might not be a game for you. But this is a game of That's Not a Hat, as you rapidly pass things around the table, and sure enough, it's not a hat most of the time. It's fun, it's crazy, it's zany. That's not a hat.
Alright, this is not a game as well, but just starting off with what's closest to me. Joey, viewer of the channel, but friend of the channel.
That's not a
local
game.
Friend. This is not a game.
That's not a hat.
That's fair.
Sorry.
It's fair.
Way longer than an hour.
He is actually one of like he did the VIP program ticket for Gencon this year. And with that, he got a couple of things, and one of them was this Ravensburger puzzle that's all black pieces. So he gave me this to figure out later.
Good
if anyone wonders what I'm doing.
It does have interesting color patterns to it that does make it not quite as ridiculous as you might think, but it's still very much ridiculous.
It's pretty crazy.
We have Hissy Fit over here, which is a game that I was encouraged to take, but this is basically a small publisher just saw me at one point. They're like, hey, I have this game, I would love for you to cover it, and I asked a few questions because I don't just say yes to things. As much as games are tempting, if I'm not interested in it, I don't think it's a fit, I don't want to cover it. And so I said, how long is the game? He's like, 20 minutes. I said, how many players does it play well at? And I think he said it plays well even as low as 3, because it's a big deal. Once a game goes high on player count, I'm not going to cover it.
Pretty cute.
And then I asked him a main mechanic. Was it tableau building or it's cooperative? I can't remember exactly what it was. It is cooperative. It's something, I think it was tableau building. I have to double check. But I asked him the core aspect of like what the gameplay is, and all of it together sounded compelling. I think it plays 1 to 4 players. Maybe it was lower than 3. It is cute. It is cute. Hissy Fit.
Do we have the top cam?
We do have the top cam. Okay. I made sure we have the top cam over here.
But
we have top cam over here. This is going to be a fast-paced card tableau game of cooperative play. It seemed intriguing. Plus, somebody who was there, who had played it, said it was a fun game, and that was enough for me to go ahead and say, you know what? I'll try this quick short game and see how it goes. From there, and I'm probably going to grab more from my side than from you because I think I have the larger stacks of stuff.
Well, do you want to keep going and then?
We could alternate. You're just going to run out quicker.
because I have a lot of things.
Go for it.
So I think that the things from this booth might be all separated.
Yes.
But this was from Upper Deck. This is Dungeon Draft. Now, Dungeon Draft I have never played, but apparently it's an older title of theirs that they're going to be putting in other people's hands now, so wink wink, keep your eyes out. But this was actually designed by Justin Gary, maker of Ascension and Night of the Ninja and
Shards of Infinity
and many other things, but also
Ascension Tactics.
Longtime pro Magic the Gathering
Ascension
player.
Return of the Fallen. Ascension Dreamscape.
There's a lot of Ascension.
Ascension
Skulls and Sail, Ascension Rise of
Ascension
Vigil,
Blades of Honor.
Dawn of Champions.
Ascension Feast of
Immortal
Dawn.
Heroes.
Gods of War.
Anyway, this is Dungeon Draft. Justin made it, and it's a drafting game that he made a bit ago, so I'm excited to check this out. This is one I'll brag that I have opened and punched and started learning the rules already. So I haven't learned it yet, but I started the rules on this one.
This one I have neither opened nor punched nor started learning the rules. It's going to be Aurum, a small Pandasaurus game, a competitive trick-taking game that plays 3 to 4 players, which means this is going to be played as soon as I have a third player at the table, which actually I had last night, but I didn't play it.
I'm going to call it right now. Summer 2024, it's like the year of trick-taking. It is the year of trick-taking.
You're so behind on the curve. I love that you know Taylor Swift bracelets. It's been...
No, but it's like...
Okay, I'm gonna introduce you to Mike Delisio, and you can have a conversation, because it's been the year of trick-taking.
I don't know. I feel like it's...
Trick-taking's been a little insane. Small box games have been on the rise, and Pandasaurus has been knocking small box games out of the park, so I'm very excited to play this, because I don't think I've played a Pandasaurus small box game in the past year that I haven't enjoyed. So there you go. Booyah.
Booyah. Next up is a game that I manifested. Lure.
You did actually manifest this. It's actually pretty funny.
Literally, I was at Origins, and I was like, all I want is a dice chucking game that's like pretty inconsequential, like light rules, really fun and engaging.
Just loads of dice. Just loads of dice.
And just pretty dice that you're rolling. And literally the very next day, Ascadelia from All Play showed me Lure. So finally, I was able to get a copy because we didn't have them until then. This one's an unopened copy, but I've actually opened and played one, which I haven't played with this expansion, which I was also given. So there's an expansion, but here you can see like the different kind of like the aesthetic of what the dice are like. But you're basically just using a bunch of different dice sizes. Your main dice are D6s. These are adding D4s. You also have a D12, a D10.
20, I think.
And a D20. I think you have three special plus the...
Only two specials. D12 and D20. I'm not sure what they are. It might be a D10, D20, but you have two special dice.
It looks like a 12 and a 20. Either way, you're rolling a lot of dice just trying to catch fish, and it's very fun.
It's charming.
Yeah.
This is number one of the one we played.
Yep, enjoy it.
Alright, on my side we have Curses and Covens. Again, nicely in shrink over here. Lots of these will be in shrink, lots will be opened. I have like 7 rule books upstairs on my table. Curses and Covens. Do you want to talk about this one? You sound more excited.
This one?
Yeah, okay, go
ahead. I know. Why don't you start talking and I'll open.
Curses and Covens is a game that requires 4 players to play, and it is a hidden roll game, which there are no hidden rolls. That's genuinely the game. Hidden roll game with no hidden rolls.
I don't think it's hidden roll.
I know, it's not hidden roll, but it's kind of, it falls into the mental category of hidden roll while not actually being hidden roll.
What I found, because they were trying to be like, it's not social deduction, it's straight up deduction. That's what it is that you're using regular deducing skills.
It's not so hidden roll. One roll is the witch, or I think it's the witch or the witch hunter. I can't remember.
Hunter.
The witch hunter is the one, and then you have a bunch of witches, and you're kind of trying to figure out how to obfuscate your cards with the witch hunter in play and at the table. Marker. It is the little first player marker. It's adorable.
There's also this ribbon for you to take the cards out.
A very practical ribbon, and it has gorgeous cards with like a little foil art on the cards, foil stripes on it. That is going to become a mess very quickly in here, isn't it?
I know. This is the only one I'm opening, I swear.
That is a lie. I know it. I know it. You know it. We all know it.
So...
You can see the foilness, the foil shiny sparkles. But it seems to be a fairly straightforward game as far as the actual rules, while being very more strategic.
These are all the regular people.
In terms of trying to hide and obfuscate information while knowing someone's at the table is trying to deduce it. Lots of small little secret aspects to it. I'm very intrigued to play it. Gorgeous art is going to be coming to you from Good Games Publishing. And with that, shall we go to the next one?
Yeah.
I will point out that she shows you every single card.
Unboxing.
That
You're right.
At the beginning of this video, Meg was like, we have too many games.
I know,
we
I
need
was
to
like,
finish
there's
these
too
time.
much. We can't get distracted.
This game is killer. Alien on Board is coming to you from Smirk. What? This game is killer.
I have not seen this one.
This game is killer. Alien on Board, a hilariously deadly party game. I think this one is a hidden roll game. I think. I don't know a lot about this one. This is from Smirk and Dagger Games, and I got a brief demo of the game. Not really demo, a brief like how to play the game. Very fast paced. Again, I think it's hidden roll. Objective is simple: survive at any cost. Remove the alien threat before it kills you all. I believe it plays at 3 players. Yes, 3 to 10 players over here. Again, that's important to me because I try not to accept review copies of anything that needs above 4, just because it's going to take so long to review, and I don't like that kind of mental obligation on my head. So that's this game is killer.
All right. How about you hand me that top one?
Top one.
So this is Compile. Compile is a new card game by Greater Than Games. And it kickstarted last year and is
it
now...
It did not kickstart. That was my mistake.
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be
It just went
kickstart.
straight to retail?
Straight to retail. And actually Greater Than Games do back generally. But they did a straight to retail on this one.
That is true. But it's basically a lane battler, where you're playing within 3 different lanes trying to compile your cards, which is like cycling through and playing them all face down. So this is a demo copy that we got to take home at the end of the show. That's one of the best things about being there at the end of the show is that some demo copies also get to get played.
Comes in a gorgeous box. You're basically going to be picking different, I think it was emotions or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. I played a PAX Unplugged 2023, I want to say. Mm-hmm. And I think I played it against you, and I think you stomped me. I think. Someone stomped me. It may or may not have been you.
I think I did, but I think Chris was really helping me.
Let's just say it wasn't you. And
Chris is the owner, and he's very smart, and I think he's helping me. I have one for your side.
Go ahead.
Here you go.
Knarr, Pandasaurus Small Box Games. This, by the way, that Compile was number 2 that I played. Knarr is number 3 that I played. Knarr is from Pandasaurus over here. This is a tableau building.
You played Lore as well. And that's not
And that's not a hat. I'm at 4. Well, that's not a hat only partially counts, because I haven't played the main 4. I played 4 of these games. Knarr over here. Knarr is I'm going to get way above 14. Knarr is a Panasaur small box game with basic tableau building. You're basically going to be grab every turn you either go on a voyage or grab Vikings. When you grab Vikings, you put them onto your board and you get cascading benefits for the color. So if you grab a yellow Viking, you get the benefit of all yellow Vikings. So you want to keep your Vikings in front of you. But when you go on a voyage, you have to trade in your Vikings to go on a voyage. But you get a new voyage card that acts as its own new form of tableau building. So there's a bit of a trade-off as you cash in on your tableau to get another element of tableau and then try to figure out the fastest way to get to 40 points in the game. Very fast, fun-paced tableau building. Also on Board Arena in case you want to try it out there. Like I said already, Pandasaurus Games knocking out of the park on these small box games.
All right. I will take that box there along with this one.
Careful.
I have here Hidden Leaders and the Hidden Leaders expansion. Alex, you've already played this game, so you might be able to explain it a bit better. But this is one that I was just interested in, that I saw the expansion and then they scan them as well.
So I'm not going to count this in my 15 or so because some of these games are on the Board Game Co channel, and some of these games are personally to your coverage and whatnot. I've already covered these, so I'm not counting them because I already got them done.
That's fair. That would be.
But Hidden Leaders and Forgotten Legends. This is basically if you've played Veil's Fate from IV Games, this is kind of that, but different. It is different, but it has the same general vibe where you're basically trying to move certain factions while not being obvious as to which faction you're a part of. That's the whole concept of the hidden leaders in the game. And so you have abilities, but you're trying to basically ensure that you get your faction's win condition without other players picking up on what you're trying to do, which will eventually happen probably, but hopefully you can get far enough ahead that they can't stop you. It's got gorgeous art, fast-paced gameplay, and that's Hidden Leaders.
And you've played the expansion as well.
I have played both. I've covered both on the channel.
I'm excited.
One of my favorite ones, and our first giveaway today, is Radlands. We have Radlands and Cult of Chrome, and before you get further, I'm not giving away this. I want this. I already have this. This is being given away. So we have Radlands and Cult of Chrome. And for context, by the way, this is actually in a little content creator swag bag. That's why I have an extra. Otherwise, if I had a copy of the game, I would just say I have a copy of the game. But my extra copy becomes your giveaway. So if you post in the comments down below the word Radlands, you are eligible to win this game. I'll do domestic shipping for free, and international shipping I'll comp up to $5 towards because it's a small box game, so you can figure that out. But I'll put the details in the comments down below. But this is Radlands over here. Radlands is an amazing two-player experience, one of my favorite two-player experiences, fast-paced card game designed by a Magic the Gathering pro, and Cult of Chrome is the expansion that they swore they were never going to put out. Like, when the original Kickstarter came out, they were like, this is a self-contained game, we are never going to expand this. And I was like, we all like money, you're probably going to expand it. And they sure enough have expanded it with a bunch of new bases, I believe. It introduces 30 new camps to the game. It also features 10 rebalanced camps for the original game, and so it doesn't really change up the game, it just gives you more variety to the camps you have in the game, which are a core essential mechanism. So love Radlands, hugely excited about this one, and one of you people can get this one over here.
Yay.
Also,
Next.
I have not played this because the expansion is the part I need to play.
Next up, Alex, I may have you explain again because I know Tranquility, and this is Tranquility the Ascent, which I believe is going to be different.
It is different.
Is this one, you build a triangle instead?
It is the one where you build a triangle instead. Have you played it?
I think so, but I don't really remember.
Yeah, so this is game number 5 that I've played. This is, and I will be covering this one, so I do count this one. Tranquility Ascent. This basically builds on the original Tranquility, which is a solo or cooperative game in which you're trying to put numbers in a specific order, specifically 1 to 80, and you want them to go ascending. Tranquility Ascent instead has a pyramid structure where you're trying to place cards in an ascending pyramid. Almost combines Roll to the Top with Tranquility to give you a own little mini game, and it's a different kind of challenge.
I think I've played it like once.
I think I prefer the original Tranquility so far, but I still like Tranquility the Ascent enough to kind of want to play both. That's going to be Tranquility the Ascent. On my end over here, we have game number 6 that I've played, which is Parks Rollin' Right over here. I still want to play this again, a bunch of player counts. I want to try it solo as well, but this is Parks Rollin' Right based on the Parks system thematically, not mechanically. Thematically, it's based on the Parks system over here, and this is basically a Rollin' Right version of Parks, where you're going to roll a bunch of dice and then go on these trails over here and try to get various things that will cascade into various other things, so you can get a whole bunch of things across 3 days of your journey.
Now, I swore I was only going to open one game, but this one's already been opened, so I'm just showing you guys what's inside. I'm not actually opening anything.
Doesn't count at all. It's not the same
Doesn't
thing.
count at all. This one I just think is so worth showing you because the books that you're writing in. Oops, is this rules one?
Nope, that's not the rules.
The books that you're writing in, they're little books, and like that's what all the sheets are like. So it's so cheesy, but for me, like once these are all filled up, you're gonna have like a full looking guide to your parks.
You will indeed.
I really like the production of this.
Yeah.
I think it's very nice.
Another one that I've already played, which I think puts me at 6, but I've lost track by now. Is it 6? Was it 5? No, that was 6.
I've already played this as well. I'm just not telling you guys. Yeah. I'm not tracking which ones I've done.
I'm curious myself.
Slightly less.
I'm curious myself. For myself over here, we have game number 7 that I played. Although to be fair, I played the base game. I have not played the expansion.
I've never played Beacon.
So both of these are new to me from Gencon over here. I got both these. This has already been out. This was new to Gencon, but I played this one for the first time just recently because I got this over here. I've learned the rules for Ships and Shores. I'm excited to dive into it. But this is actually very similar to another game we'll be talking about later called A Gentle Rain.
Okay.
It's very similar. It's literally all you're trying to do.
I've never played this one.
Well, all you're doing in this game is you're placing down tiles that are Carcassonne-like tiles over here. So you're placing down tiles over here, and your goal is to place as many tiles as possible to score as high as possible. So effectively, you're trying to get to a target score, or then you have a certain range of how well you scored. But completely enclosed tiles are going to score more points, but your ship is constantly navigating around the board. So you're trying to place the tile and then move your ship onto it as you go. So you always have to move your ship onto the tile. So you're trying to place adjacent to where your ship is, and that gives you a bit of a constriction to the game. You have a little bit of movement in the game, so you can flip your movement tiles. You can trade with other players if you're not playing it solo. It is basically a solo, cozy, friendly game of exploring and building various patterns. And Beacon Patrol over here, the Ships and Shores, adds variable ships that have different ways that they operate, all with their own unique abilities, and tiles they add into the mix.
It says pilot ship. I thought it said pirate ship.
Pirate ship is the third expansion coming from Pandasaurus. It's pirates known as Captain Panda. Okay. Next up.
Alright. I will have you talk about this one in a second, because I'm not positive. But I'll talk about this one. Biomos?
Game number 8 that I played.
Biomos?
Biomos.
Biomos.
Biomos! You know that song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Biomos.
It's like, you drop all the elements down, Biomos.
Drop all the elements down, Biomos. Make the perfect planet, Biomos. Buy this game, Biomos.
This is by North Star Games.
Sorry.
And we've already played this one. This one is pretty simple, where you're playing as like a planet that has like a fun ring where you're slipping these discs into, and then you're able to move those around and put other discs in. And basically, you're just trying to do that to meet certain scoring cards, because the discs are all different types of elements, and you want a certain pattern, such as water, desert, water, and then you can claim a certain card for points. But then the different biomes also do different things. So like anything next to a desert could get turned into a desert, stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty simple, where you're trying to lay out and do the different tile collection, and then use it to, you can set up a certain move and then adjust it to get other moves in the future. But yeah, pretty simple, quick.
Fun, straightforward, simple.
Happy little guy.
That's Biomos.
Biomos.
Let's not keep stacking them over here, because
why not?
I don't know how much weight this supports.
Okay.
That's why not.
Only small games are going that way, but I hear you.
Let's just not keep stacking them over there. Also, your games are literally on camera.
Oh.
Do you want to grab some of those games and take them off camera?
Okay. I don't even know which one it is.
I think it was those two.
Oh, okay.
And just leave the rest alone. Anyways, we have Turnip over here. Turnip is Turnips from Rose Gauntlet Entertainment. This is a quick, fast, easy bluffing game. That's as far as I know with this. It involves bluffing. It involves Renaissance turnips, which, granted, is not a sentence you're used to hearing in day-to-day, but that's just because you're not hanging out with cultured people. If you are, you'd hear Renaissance turnips a lot. It's a very common expression, honestly. But over here, we got Renaissance turnips. We got gorgeous art from the artist who illustrates, I believe, all their games. And you're placing turnip cards and announcing the number of turnips you've planted. And then if you think people are lying, you get to call them out. And so it's a bluffing game with Renaissance turnips.
But it's not turnips. They're bunnies.
Renaissance turnips.
Renaissance bunnies.
The game is literally called Turnip.
It's about turnips, but the turnips aren't Renaissance. Turnips are forever. They're Renaissance bunnies.
I don't think Renaissance bunnies is a common term at all. Unlike Renaissance turnips, which is very common.
So the thing I'll say about this is when we were learning about this, here it is, illustrated by Liz Menold. This artist got to kind of do what they wanted with this game. So they recreated a bunch of like famous Renaissance paintings in this, like with the turnips and the bunnies and all of those things. But they just absolutely knocked it out of the park. I think that they showed a lot of games that this one artist is illustrating them all, and there are a lot of different vibes and things, and yeah.
If you like Coup, it seems to have those vibes.
Yep. Here, I'll keep passing to you then.
Then we'll go ahead and give you another game over here. No, we're not gonna give you another game. We're gonna give you a little gizmo.
Oh.
This is the desktop.
I haven't even done this yet.
The desk emoji. This is gonna be opened and nope, doesn't need that, This is from Gamelyn Games. It is the official Gamelyn Games charge guy. And if you're like, what does the Gamelyn Games charge guy do? Charge! That's all.
Imagine being the voiceover person.
Apparently, fun fact, this apparently sells on Amazon very, very well to non-gamers.
Interesting.
It's a desk gizmo.
I want to be the person that gets to record the charge.
Oh, do you know what the inspiration for this? Someone's going on Amazon after this video.
Leroy Jenkins?
No, but that would be great. That would be great. Almost as good. The original inspiration for the Gamelyn Games charge guy is the screaming goat. And you tap and it goes, or whatever the screaming goat does.
Now I'm lying on the cold, hard ground.
Taylor Swift is showing up in this video a lot. Anyways, moving on from that, we have Legendary. Legendary What If Edition. I've played the original Legendary. I've always been fine in Legendary, but I'm happy to dive into this one and see if it does anything new or interesting. I feel like Legendary is one of those games where I always felt like it should be cooperative and couldn't get past the fact that it's technically a competitive game. It's like kind of like Thunderstone Quest.
I understand that, especially if you started with certain games like Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Exactly. And to me, I can never fully get past that. I want to try again and get into it, and not necessarily get into it. I don't want to get into Legendary. There's too much of it. But I do want to try this out and see how this one goes. So it's going to be Legendary What If Edition.
And I'm really excited about all of the What If art. What If is, with things that are happening now in the Marvel world, it's a very fun time to explore that.
The What If.
Alright, over here I have a very small little sample of Mini Moons. This was a creator, came by and talked to us and gave us a little sample of their game, so I have that here for us to check out. We haven't gotten to yet, but little Mini Moons. It has a little bits in it and little cats. And then moving on from that, Alex, this is what I may have you explain a bit more, because you've already played and I think even covered these on the channel. But this is Kinfire Delve, so I was able to grab one of the copies. I believe this is the copy that you actually haven't played.
That's correct.
But that being said,
there are either 3 or 4 copies of the game. I think there's 3. There's 3 different versions.
I know there's 3 right now.
But it's Kinfire Delve. It's a solo game in which I think it's technically solo or 2-player, 1 or 2 player. I think actually with expansions you can make it even more. The general idea is you're going through this sequence of cards trying to fight a boss. You cannot open every single game.
Well, you're just talking. That's why you're talking.
You're going ahead and fighting a bunch of bosses, and you're going to be going on these challenges where you play cards from your hand, you go ahead and attack with a dice roll, and you're just trying to churn through these challenge cards along the way, and hopefully end up being the last one standing by the time you get to the end of it, taking out all the bosses, and going through the well.
Your player cards are gold leafed. Like,
it's a very fun thing.
Sign a gold leaf petition? Can gold leaf be the trend of 2025 board games?
Have I introduced you to Mike Dilcio yet? I'm joking. This should be a thing. Anyways.
That would be great.
Yeah, it's Kinfire Delve. It's a cute little game. I have played this game, but again, I already covered this on the channel, so I'm not counting these ones personally. This is not a sustainable system. That's
the only one going that way.
We have Captain Obvious over here. Captain Obvious is from Lucky Duck Games, and this is a surprise hit for me. I expect a review coming on this one soon because I like this one so much it got its own dedicated review, which usually for party games that aren't like super popular, I'm like, I'll round them up together. But I like this one. This is a 3 to 10 player game of saying the obvious thing. So for example, Meg, give me a word.
Piano.
Piano. Give me a number of letters, a number of words. 6. So I need to come up with a 6-word sentence, we're all doing it at the same time, that has the word piano that ideally is super, super obvious. So for example, nope, that doesn't work. Let's just say, no, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do it quicker. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna say.
Check out the review.
I'm gonna say. Piano keys are black and white.
Okay.
Now, so the goal here would be for Meg to strike out. Then you pass your thing to the next person.
I would probably say piano blank. are black and white.
So her goal is to strike out a single
someone
word.
Would mess that up.
Her goal is to strike out a single word in the sentence, and my goal is to construct a sentence that you can strike out any word, and you, the other people in the game, will figure it out. So piano blank are black and white. What would you say? Well, obviously hear me say it, but tell it to your friends. Figure it out. Go turn to the friend who's in another room who doesn't understand why you have 400 games in your basement, and then say to them, "Hey, Marsha, piano blank are black and white." And when she says, "Move out already," just find another friend. That's Captain Obvious. I really like it. It's a really solid game, and we'll have more coverage on the channel. It's a great little fun little party game.
All right, moving on is something just for me. I don't even think
Alex
Alex is
going
to look at these.
But
that's okay. These are by Van Ryder Games, and I believe they're called their graphic novel adventures. But basically they are a choose your own adventure style book, but it's doing it all with a graphic comic book instead. So you're going to be using different images in the comics as well as the things that they're saying and the things that it's leading you to, and it's going to put you through a story. So the one that Alex is looking at is, I believe, something about a mage, the Dark Mage, and this one is the Loop Guru, so that's going to be more of a scary werewolf one. I believe the Loop Guru is like a New Orleans-based werewolf, but that's what these are.
Didn't I give you a set of 5 of these?
No.
I played one of these way back in the way. I had a set of 5 Van Ryder graphic novel adventures, and I played one of them. And then I was like, these are fun, but not for me. You have a set of 5 of these somewhere.
I don't know if that's true.
We'll find out later. Expect the pinned comment.
But I got these to play on my YouTube channel, but I'll be playing them live. I'm not going to play them on my own, because something that I laughed with AJ from Van Ryder about is that he said, like, oh, sometimes if things go bad, you can, like, go back and whatever, and I was like, not when you're streaming, everyone will keep me honest, so I have to play by all the rules. But yeah, those are the graphic novel adventure.
Alright, on my end over here, we got a bunch of things to go through.
I know I have paperback adventures, is that what you're thinking?
Nope. I think you have it, but it could be that I have it and never actually gave it, but I don't think that's true.
I'm sure.
It's a conversation another day. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and grab, one of the ones I'm very excited for over here, which irrationally excited for, is Aeon's End Legacy.
Yay!
This is one, the irrational part is I've played this game before, and I was like, you know what, I like it, I don't know if I love it. And now I'm like excited to play it again, which is a little weird. But I
love Legacy games so much.
I like Legacy games, I like deck builders, I want to dive back into Aeon's End and give it another shake and see how this one is for me. We'll see. I may get 4 games into it and be like, oh yeah, that's why I was like into it but not into it. Or I may play it and be like, this is so good. We'll find out. Time will tell. But this is Aeon's End Legacy. There's another one. There's Aeon's End Legacy 2. It's not called that, but there's Aeon's End Legacy 2, which is going to be great if I like this, and not really relevant if I don't.
I'm excited.
Yep, that's Aeon's End Legacy over here.
Alright, up next we have Quartz. Quartz is
Technically, I played that because I played the whole thing. So that goes me to 10 so far. I'm going to go way past 14.
Here we have Quartz. Quartz was one of the ones in the Lucky Duck bag that we got. But this is one where you're going to be mining different gems, which look like really pretty gems. And you also have some black gems that are also in there to kind of subterfuge and stop you. But you're basically rolling dice Yahtzee style to allocate them to different actions, where some cost more dice, some of them are a little bit cheaper. And yeah, you're playing through to a certain number of points.
You're playing through...
I learned this one, but I haven't played it yet.
I have played this. I don't remember what it ends. No, it's a certain number of rounds. I think it's just 6 rounds.
Or 4?
I think 6.
I forget.
I played it once so far. I'll be playing it again.
But I haven't played.
I'll be playing this one again. This brings me to 11, I guess, played. But I'll be playing this one again. I was not overly enthused with it. I thought it was a little too random and chaotic. But that was the first play. I will try it again.
Alright. And then here we have, which I believe you have a piece of over there, River Valley Glassworks. So this is one that we got to see, I think, in every prototype stage, because we got to see it at PAX, and then we got to cover it on the channel, and now here it is, the final production, which honestly, now I'm realizing, I don't think I realized that there was the recessed boards.
Yeah. This is the fun version. There's actually 3 versions.
Oh, this is... Oh.
It's the middle version. Oh, nerd.
Sure, I will.
You can do what you want. Do what you want. Do what you want. I'm just gonna keep going. This over here, this is the expansion pack that gives you 6 different modules to expand the gameplay that I'm very excited for. Because my biggest complaint, I like this game a lot. I played like 10 plus times, but my biggest complaint was that it does get a little samey, and this mixes that up. So I am very excited to add these little modules to the game and see how the game plays. So that's what we have over here, which again brings me to 12 of these games that we've played. Going directly to 13, we have Flip 7 over here. Flip 7 is a bluffing game.
You guys, I didn't realize this was the version that was in here.
You just put that back now. Flip 7 over here is a push your luck game in which you're basically going to be flipping cards. Every single turn you flip cards, and you get a chance to hit or basically fold. When you fold, you bank your points, and when you hit, you possibly bust if you get a same number card again. So similar to games like Captain Carcass, if you ever played that, but just a very direct, straightforward. This is actually a promotional version. The final version is actually a little slightly bigger box. But I've played this one already, and it's surprisingly fun. It's definitely on the gateway side of things, but a surprisingly fun game. Expect that in some sort of roundup coverage, or maybe a dedicated video. We'll see.
Do you want to show this off?
We have a coin. This is a promotional coin. Well, actually, you know what? Let's pair that nicely with some things over here.
You know what?
Let's pair that. We're going to ignore the stacks of things behind me over here. We're going to pair that with this one over here. We have Elder Scrolls Valenwood. Valenwood, this may or may not get a dedicated unboxing on the channel. Honestly, I don't think so because I've already unboxed Elder Scrolls, and I don't think there's enough here to give a dedicated unboxing. But this is a Valenwood expansion. It gives you 2 new characters, I believe. It gives you 10 weighted ships, 6 mini, double-sided neoprene. It gives you a new clash tile. It gives you 6 skill line cards, 3 class cards, and 1 new overland map. So this is giving you new content for your Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era game.
It's a really interesting thin box.
It is an interesting thin box.
It.
Then we have these over here, which should be inside over here. They're just, again, this is pre-production over here, so ignore that. We have our 2 different map tiles, giving you 2 new areas that you're fighting in Valenwood. And then the reason I decided to bring that out is because we have this, which is so premium I can't even get it out. How do you get this out?
Do you want me to do it?
Maybe. Is there a way to get this out?
I'm sure there is.
I'm just going to show the people. We're going to show the people. This is a fancy little metal chip over here, which gives you one of the enemies, a little promotional chip from Chip Theory, that gives you a fancy gold metal enemy that you're fighting against. So
Reasons to go to Gencon.
Yep, and that is that.
It's closed like a sandwich bag.
That's what I was wondering about, but I don't want to spend 4 minutes on that. I'd rather spend 4 minutes talking about the next game. Speaking of the next game, we have Super Skill Pinball. I have played one of the original, well, not one of the, I played the original Super Skill Pinball way back in the day. I have not played the Harley Quinn Ball. See what they did there? Harley Quinn Ball. I didn't actually realize that. I had to have that explained to me, which was fun for me.
That's the one that did the explaining.
Yeah, she's like, that's really clever. Harley Quinn Ball.
Quinn Ball.
I'm like, that's so clever. She's like, Quinn Ball. I'm like, oh. This is Harley Quinn Ball over here. It's got 4 maps for Harley Quinn versus Coney Island. It has Joker Tower, Suicide Squad, and Gotham City Gems. So 4 different maps to play off in this, well, it plays 1 to 4 players. You can play it solo, or you can go ahead and just go through it as you roll and move the dice around the board, ricocheting from, well, move the pinball around the board, ricocheting from place to place.
I don't think I've ever really played any of the pinball series. I think I got to demo at a convention, but I think that's the most I've played of it.
They're very well received.
I think I would enjoy it.
They're well received.
Seems my jam.
I'm running out of floor space to dump these boxes.
Up next, I have Tanto Cuore. So this is, it's Tanto Cuore and Memento Mori. I don't know if Memento Mori is the newer version, but I know that this is a revised version of the original Tanto Cuore. This is something that, being someone going to PAX East, I always adjacently saw it, but never picked up the game and started playing with it.
I think Memento Mori is something for slightly more clothes.
Perhaps. But, this is
That's really funny if you know the original Tanto Cuore.
Right. This is a revised newer edition, and I'm excited to check it out. Ryan from Man vs. Meeple, he works with Japanime now, and he thinks I would enjoy it, so we shall see.
Yeah, it's a deck building game. I like deck building in general, so I am excited to try it. Well, this version of the game I'm more excited to try, but that's Tanto Cuore over here. Okay, next up we have Caper Europe, which I have not played, but I have played the original Caper. This is from Keymaster Games, and Caper is a lane battler in which you're trying to go on heist and basically fight for the lanes and the various stuff that you're trying to heist each other from. Combine that with abilities and some interesting card play. I played the original, and I have not played Europe. I am excited to dive into this 2-player game that is all about lane battling and heists and a clever theme and a.
I've never played Caper.
I played the original, which I think I've said now, so not much information
Can I
there.
have that beautiful box right there?
This beautiful box, this beautiful box, this beautiful box.
Y'all, this is Faraway. This was the number one thing I wanted at Gen Con. The number one thing that I wanted. I learned this game at Dice Tower East. Thank you, Grant Lyon, for ruining my life. I learned it, and then I never stopped playing it on BGA, and literally between Dice Tower East and Gen Con, the number one thing that I wanted to find at the convention, if I didn't come home with it, I was going to be pretty upset. Faraway. There's going to be a review on the channel soon.
There should be.
But it is a set collection game where you are playing cards in order, and then they're triggering in reverse order, so you have to kind of plan ahead what you're doing and having things be able to trigger and benefit you the way you need to, but
yep.
It's a little affordable gem here.
And I think that brings me to 13 played. What brings me to 14 played is Rebel Princess, which means, again, we're definitely going about 14 here. But Rebel Princess, I already have a few plays of this under my belt. This is it's a trick avoidance game. It's basically trying to avoid getting tricks because you are playing as the various queens and princesses, and you're trying to avoid the suitors. So these suitors are going to come at you, and you want to make sure you don't get them. There's also that secret Prince of Frogs over here, and the Frog Prince. You want to avoid that guy too, and that was worth -5 points to you, which is not great. But ultimately, it's trick avoidance with rounds changing. The rules for each round change every round, which makes it constantly adjusting, which makes it very fun. I like the variability of it. I like the basic concept. It's Hearts, but with more theme, more art, and a whole bunch of constant rules adjustments. I enjoy this quite a bit.
And just to explain the depth of the rules adjustments, because as someone who plays a lot of trick-taking games, I didn't realize just how much it would actually shake up and change up the game. But some of the rules are things like the card furthest from the card played is the one that will win the trick.
Yeah.
So, for example, if I play a 6... and Alex plays an 8, and then another player plays a 2, the 2 will win because that's the furthest number from a 6. It is bananas.
Totally changes the way you play the game.
Yeah, it completely changes the rules and makes it very, very challenging.
Combine that with special abilities on each princess, and you have a very interesting way to play Hearts, basically. Speaking of trick-taking games, we have Chu Han over here. Chu Han is from Tom Lehman, designer of Race of the Galaxy, and from Matago over here, and is a 2-player trick-taking game. Again, it is the year, as you pointed out, it is the year of trick-taking games, 2024.
Trick-taking summer.
Trick-taking summer. This is a 2-player trick-taking game based around a thematic war, basically. There's actually a campaign rules in the box that are going to give you different kind of scenario-based ways to play the game, but the basic idea is it's more of a... So card shedding games often go into the category of trick-taking games. This is a card shedding game. You're trying to get rid of all your cards by playing ascending sets, but there's powers and abilities and events, and I have read the rules. I have not played it, but I am ready to.
And this is not in the hall, but do you remember the name of that other game?
Panda Spin. Panda Spin.
Shout out to Panda Spin. That was a game that I got to play, but I could not take home with me. There was, I think, like 2 copies there total, and it was being played the whole weekend, but that's an upcoming Kickstarter. I think that was one of my favorite games of the convention.
I'm actually doing, I didn't tell you this yet, but I'm doing a video of like 15 games to be excited for, from stuff that I've seen or played or whatever at Gen Con. If you have enough, we can join that video.
That one, yeah, I think I could.
We can talk about it.
Alright, next we have Harvest.
Another one from Keymaster Games.
Yes. Alex, do you want to talk about Harvest?
I don't know a ton about Harvest. It is based on the original Harvest.
We saw it out being shown.
Yeah. It's based on the original Harvest game, although they've deluxified it out both in production, and I believe they made tweaks to the gameplay. But it's going to be a medium weight game, meant to be gateway accessible, but very thematic, very, very like worker placement, lots of puzzly aspects to it. Sow the seeds with your own farming fairy tale. It looks cool, looks accessible. I plan on diving into this one and seeing more about it, but I don't know a lot yet.
Alright, now I have a couple small things if we want to do a little small things detour.
You can do a small things detour.
Alright, so here we have some tiles for Metro Runner.
Metro Runner, indeed.
So in Metro Runner you're going to be, gosh, I'm not going to think of the word, deprogramming? Something like that?
Don't know. There's a center grid.
You're trying to do something within the grid to, you know, be able to meet the connection. So these are just some deluxe bits for that. Then we also have, you guys, for Star Wars Unlimited, my sweet friend Alicia gave me these, which are signed by the designers, but there's some Grogu promos we have over here. Here's also a promo from The Legend of the Five Rings. And also here...
That's going to be a video game, by the way. There's a video game coming out in that series, and they have promos for it.
Alex, I'll have you reach this up to the top shot, but you guys, this is just something I think you'll all enjoy seeing. Lily gave me this Polaroid, so she took a Polaroid of, it's me, Jenna, Alex, and Austin.
I believe so.
I believe it's just the 4 of us, and Lily took the photo, so that was just a little thing I got to take home. Also, my favorite promo of the entire con is this one, which is the kid whose uncle works at
Direwolf.
Yes, at Direwolf. And that's for Clank Legacy 2, so that's going to be a promo once Clank Legacy 2 arrives to be played, and it even has like little scratchable bits. And then finally, the Neopets booth had cards where you could make yourself into a Neopet. So, there I am. Jenna also did some, so me and Jenna got to do those. But so there's just a bunch of all my little things. And then over here next, we also have one of the things I was most excited for. I circled this on my thing. I was like, we have to go to this booth. Thunderworks was giving out hot sauces. So we have a Cartographer's Tonic, which is a garlic hot sauce, and a Gilpax's Secret Sauce, which is a peach hot sauce, which I think I may taste one now.
Right now? On camera?
Yeah, I want to try the garlic hot sauce.
So again, you're opening something.
Yeah.
The one thing I brought to the table, knowing the hot sauce was going to be here, is I brought my little thing of maple syrup because my good friend Cam from Canada brought a thing of maple syrup for me, and so I now have a thing of maple syrup. I mean, I had a thing of maple syrup, but this is like the real stuff.
I believe this is Kirk's idea to have gotten this hot sauce, so I'm going to thank him. Should I just or should I lick it off my hand? Should I just
I don't know the answer to this question. It's hot sauce.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you... This is the last stab, but on human skin?
Yeah. I mean, it can't be that hot. Don't tell me it's going to be that hot.
It's just messy.
Oh, it's pretty hot.
Feel free to take a break while I...
It's good. It's good. I'm just a baby. I'm going to not try the other one right now. Should I try it?
Yes, obviously.
This one's peach. It can't be as hot.
We're going to go down to the next joke
That
here.
was good.
We have Snatch It, which is from CGE with Heidelberg. They've been doing working together and whatnot. But Snatch It is a game of snatching frogs. That's the whole thing of how this works. I forget the details, but I'll learn it and play with my kids.
Yeah, it's that you're snatching.
That was much
snatching
much
bugs
clearer
from the
than
meadow.
I said.
Well, that's what you do in the game.
We have Flash 10, which is basically like 10 Days in the USA. The basic idea of this game is you're trying to, in real time, trying to create a sequence of ascending numbers. You played this already.
Yes.
This brings me to, I think, 15 that I
That
played.
one was fun.
It's cute, it's fun. I prefer 10 Days in the USA, but I expect coverage on the channel sooner or later.
Can we go back to the other game that was like that one, but not? With the busting?
Flash 7.
Yes.
Flip 7.
Yes.
What about it?
Can you tell them what Rafi does?
He just shakes 5 cards in a row?
He just goes, hit me.
Oh, hit me.
Hit
Yes.
me. With his little voice.
My 5-year-old
So
child
cute.
is saying hit me all the time, which
He
is
looks
great.
like he already has a gambling addiction.
Yes. He knows the words busted and folded.
This one's a different top.
It is a different top. That is interesting.
This one seems more like a marinade. Where
It
the other
says-
one's more of like a hot sauce.
Oh, I'm gonna keep going. We have Clans of Midgard over here from Grey Fox Games and designed by a good friend, Travis Chance. Well, also two people, Travis Chance and Alora Cameron over here. Clans of Midgard is
Poured
a
more than last time. It was an accident. This one's gooey.
Clans of Midgard is a drafting game that takes place across 4 rounds, a drafting roll and write game. And the basic idea is you have the center area. You slowly wait. We have to pause.
Full sweet. All peach. Not that hot at all. Pretty good. The other one's hotter. Both good. The other one has a kick.
This one over here, you across 4 rounds of play, you're going to be trying to invade the various lands while trying to basically get a million different things on your individual roll and write pad. I haven't played it yet. I have read the rules. I am prepped to play it. That's going to be Clans of Midgard. Next up, we have 2 small box games. This is on you. Are you ready to go? You know, you'll come back to a second.
Yeah. Because I want to give you this after.
Okay.
But can I give you this? Alright, so these are 2 small box games that were also given to me by Ascadelia at All Play. And we have Rainbow and Fairy. And I know I told you to give me these, but I don't know how to play them, really. I believe Fairy, you're looking for the Fairy.
Which one? Is that the way it works? Fairy's like the one where you go like higher or lower or something like that.
Right.
You have a card in your hand, and you basically have to predict whether the next card shown is going to be higher, lower, or the same.
Or Fairy.
Or Fairy, is that what it was?
I think Fairy is like a unique.
Yeah, and you make various hand symbols. It's a quick, fast-paced game. I don't know anything about Rainbow. Rainbow I don't know at all.
Me either. A delicious card game where the cards you play are the points for the next round.
That sounds interesting.
Stay
Well, not
tuned.
saying enough.
Yeah.
We'll have coverage for you.
Yeah.
Then from there, we have a gentle...
Okay.
We have Gentle Rain. You can talk about this one if you want.
This is by Incredible Dream Studios. But this is a solo game where you are going to be playing where you're placing these different tiles out. And the tiles are going to have different patterns on them. So you can only legally place a tile if it matches with the different flower symbols. And so you are getting like more and more restricted as you're closing up some of these. And every time you have all 4 in a row, you have a little circle. And that's where you drop in these little acrylic pieces. And the point of the game is you're trying to get out all of the different flowers.
There's 2 editions of the game, a smaller box version as well as a slightly larger deluxe fight bloom edition. That's this one. And basically it's fun, charming, and solo. I've already played it. You've already played it. And my daughter Ricky is addicted to it.
Little smooth solo puzzle.
Yeah. So that's another one. It's up to 16 that I've played. And you gotta stop putting the games there. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's still on camera. It's still literally on camera. There we go. Okay.
I like that I'm pushing it with an open knife.
Yeah, you do you.
Here you go.
Stalk Exchange. I know the least about this one. Literally. This is the one I know.
I don't really know much about it.
Yeah, and this one, this actually technically isn't from Gen Con. It was at Gen Con, but it was sent to me after. I am interested in playing this one, but I don't know enough about it to be able to talk about it competently. It showed up at my house right after Gen Con, so we'll dive into this game of Stock Exchange. I assume it has some degree of, like, market economy, because the Stock Exchange, like, they see the pun awards, playing awards, stock, like stock, like, there's a dollar sign in case it wasn't obvious, Stock Exchange. So this can be coming from the op, and I hope to be diving into this one soon, but I want to play that. It does say it's playable at 2 players, but this type of game I generally assume, does it say 2? Yeah, 2 to 5 players. I generally assume games like that are better at higher player counts, so I'm going to wait till I have at least 3 at the table.
This is a bokoblin that I bought. I saw him and it was the very last one, so I got scared, so I just got him to bring him home from Legend of Zelda. Actually, speaking of stuffed animals, I got myself another one. This is, I believe, the new version of Cthulhu by Squishables. I have a ton of Squishables. I absolutely love them. And I think this is their new Cthulhu because I have an old Cthulhu and he's a little bit different. A little snazzier. A little bit more teal. But yeah. So these are the stuffies that I got.
Cthulhu. From there we have Star Realms Academy. I have not learned the rules of this one, but it's basically Star Realms, but with symbols instead of text. So yeah, basically pure symbol Star Realms over here. Past that, the gameplay is 98% identical to basic Star Realms, just trying to make it a bit more accessible for a younger crowd. So deck building for, actually says it somewhere. It says my first deck building game.
Oh.
Okay. So I plan on playing this with my kiddos and seeing how they like it, because some of them already play deck building games. My 5-year-old, he only plays gambling games apparently.
Your games are in the
How?
shot.
Which one's on the shot?
I don't know.
No, it's my soda can.
Well, that's crazy.
like this does not make sense to me at all.
Alright, next up. I'm losing my voice a little bit. I didn't lose it at all during Gen Con, but now I might be. So this is from Rollicrit. Rollicrit, they do a whole bunch of stuff. They do the merch for Gen Con, they do their own merch, but they also do the game Heroes of Barcadia, which is a board game, drinking game. But they have a new crowdfunding. I want to say it's on Kickstarter. They have a new crowdfunding coming up. And so I am going to be helping them with coverage. So these are coverage copies, but I do have all of the new cups, which are the new heroes that you play as.
Should I show a game while you...
Or do you want to help?
Sure.
Let's open. So there's these different heroes, and there's also this D20 that they have with it, that the D20 is used to add extra events during the game. I guess they wanted to add an extra layer of complexity that's happening. But of these different heroes, there is a Voodoo Ranger one, which, if you guys don't know, Voodoo Ranger is like a beer company. So they partnered up with them, and Voodoo Ranger does a special beer for PAX East every year. Maybe the other PAXs too, but at least PAX East. So they're friends. But the one that I'm most excited about is this one here, which is the Alchemist, but she's a little centaur. She's so cute. So they're adding, I believe these are the 4 classes that weren't in the base game. These are the classes that they're adding in. But here they are.
Fun fact, the people behind Rollicrit are from the team behind the original ThinkGeek, if you want some nostalgia for you.
And that may be a little spoiler to something coming up.
Content!
In the hall. But yeah, I will have more about these. And that's Heroes of Barcadia.
On my end, I got 2 games over here. Well, gosh, more than 2 games to go over. We got Bounty Hunters.
It is getting harder the more we're kind of locking ourselves in with stuff.
That's how it works. Just games all around.
All around.
Bounty Hunters over here. Bounty Hunters is going to be designed by Frederick Henry from Monolith, actually. This is going to be coming out from Asmodee, though. Someone in the Asmodee collection here doesn't say Disney, Lucasfilm. Yeah, that kind of jam in general.
Where did that come from?
This is from Asmodee. Bounty Hunters.
Was that like in a bag or like?
No, this is a post-convention thing. What some publishers do is you take notes at the convention and they send you a box right after the convention. That's why I have Stalk Exchange. That's why I have Bounty Hunters.
So is that for the channel?
Do you want to play this game?
I don't think you saw, but I was checking this out with Alicia.
I was right there with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
I was
were
right
there,
there with you.
but...
There's a reason I asked for this game.
Okay. I'm very excited about this one.
Well, we can play it.
Yeah, it's all of the new art from the new shows.
Is it?
Yeah.
You were listening more than I was. Sounds intriguing. It's Bounty Hunters. It's a fun little game. It looks fun. But
okay, can I just say something so niche? So niche. Like, can you name your favorite bounty hunter that's on this box?
Boba Fett.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna blow your mind for a minute. This one.
IG-88.
This one right here, Aura Singh.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with her when the first Star Wars came out.
That checks out.
When episode 1 came out, you see her for like a split second, like in edge of the screen. She's watching the pod races happening, and she's a bounty hunter, and she's like just this really cool girl with like this ponytail on top and like a little antenna coming out of her head. She's just really, really, really cool. This is Aura Singh. I didn't expect to see her on the box. I'm a little starstruck.
Then we also have another small box game called Flowers.
I don't know this at all.
Interesting. I was wondering if you'd be like, Flowers!
No, I don't know this at all.
There's a game that you do like called Flowers.
There is. Oh wait,
it's not this.
Okay.
It's not this. I thought
it didn't look like Flowers.
Yeah. This is Flowers over here. This is designed by Trevor Benjamin and Brett J. Gilbert. A 2-to-4 player game in the Mancala style universe over here. I saw this one being played. Actually, I thought it was at Dice Tower East being played and at Gencon. But yeah, I'm intrigued by this one. It says for 2-to-4 players. What I'm not entirely intrigued by is this is Mandala. There's an original game Mandala which I did play way back in the day. I have not played this one, but you're trying to collect flowers and score majorities. And I don't know what's different or the same, but it says a Mandala game. So in some ways, in that vibe, it looks fun, looks cozy. It'll be played.
I would try it. All right, something that I'm so excited about that's here. This is a post-Gen Con delivery. Rolling Realms Redux. So this is 12 new worlds. Okay. Rolling Realms is a game made by Jamie Stegmaier of Stonemaier Games, and the original Rolling Realms is a roll and write game where you're playing through different worlds, where you're playing 3 rounds of 3, and, using the dice to allocate and beat these different challenges. In Redux, it's 12 new worlds, so you have all new worlds that you're playing with. It has storage to allegedly fit everything, which I'm going to test that out as soon as this video is done, because I can't wait to now go through and sort things.
Everything is a lot.
So what it says. You also get 2 new dice, which I will say, on top of that, there's a new solo mode that's baseball, which I've already started playing. I'm in week 3. Wish us good luck. The A team is on us. But the solo mode is really interesting. It's a bit different where you're playing through these baseball challenges and you're actually playing against 3 different bots where the bots are also fighting against each other, which just adds more to like the scale of how hard it is. I think it's really, really interesting. And the reason I said that is it also comes with 2 new dice that are purple and blue instead of like the green and blue, and I've been using those for the baseball, and I don't know, they're pretty. Same exact dice but different colorway, but I appreciate it. New.
Over here, I got Blade Rondo from Japan Games. I've heard good things about this one from One Stop Co-Shop. There's actually a whole series of these games, but they both are competitive as well as they're 1-2-player game. There's a solo mode with each one being like unique solo AIs and whatnot, and then you can play competitively as well. It's a fast-paced card game. This would normally, visually, this would never do anything for me as far as the box and art and all that goes. I just know that One Stop Co-Shop liked it, and that's usually enough for me to want to try out a game. So that's Blade Rondo.
Next, I was going to say it before I grabbed it. Next, I have Mycelia. So this one is by Ravensburger, where it's a pretty light deck building game where there are these dewdrops that start off on your player board and then you're putting them onto this tree. The tree is rotating and then dropping the dewdrops. It's pretty cute. I have not gotten a chance to play it yet, but I did assemble the tree and see the mechanism of how the dewdrops work, and I don't know, I think it'll be really fun.
I'm interested in
it looks really fun and very cute.
Looks cute.
We'll see if it's too light or that kind of a thing, but I think with the gimmick, it may be still
if it is too
really
light,
engaging.
I got kids that like light games.
Yeah.
It's like it's also meant to be like intro deck building, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so I got 2 intro deck building games over here. On my end, I've got a few things to go over. We have over here, give me a second to put this down. We got these over here. These are 2 new Neopets starter sets.
Yes.
Basically, we've already played Neopets on the channel. You've seen that. But honestly, I think Neopets is a great game to introduce my kids to because I think it's very accessible and very charming and cute little artwork. So I got 2 starter decks to be able to go ahead and do that because I think Meg is keeping hers.
All right. Now I have, oh goodness.
These look beautiful in the light right now.
I know, they're really, really nice. They're talking about these tiles.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of whatever this is called, this kind of finish.
Glittery.
The kind that's like rainbow. So one very quick thing, I'm just going to show it and then take it off screen, but All Play saved my skin and gave me a bag at the con. So that was very, very nice and helpful. Ow! Oh. Board game bags are super, super useful.
It's the worst commercial ever. I love them.
Board game bags are super useful, and it really, really did save me at the con. I needed something. I even have some, and I had some back at the place, but All Play let me snag a bag, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
Our second giveaway over here. We have Paper App Dungeon over here. This is part of a Lucky Duck swag bag. I've already reviewed and covered this on the channel, so I do not need to own this one. This is Paper App Dungeon. It's going to be, if you want to get this one, just say Dungeon somewhere in a comment, and you'll be eligible to win. Same terms as the whole Radlands situation. So that's this. It's a solo adventure where you roll a die. It's a P6. You roll the P6, you get a pencil 6. It's very clever. And then you go ahead and move through the dungeon, trying to get you what you need as you go through, well, the dungeon. Then over here, I have one that I'm very excited about, although if you want to talk about this one, because I know you are too.
Yeah. Okay, so this is another one by Van Ryder Games. This was a idea of AJ's, where it's a bunch of like mini games. I would think something similar to a Mario Party or something like that.
I hear that.
Picture you're doing like mini challenge type puzzles, but all of them are introducing you to different types of mechanics because it's Gateway Island and it's a gateway to other games. So with this one, it shows you all of these different mechanics that it's going to introduce you to. Where is it?
Upstairs on my stack of 7,000 rulebooks.
Okay, well, I don't know. Check out what they have online advertising this, I guess. But the thing that's really cool is in the rulebook, you're going through the different mini puzzles, and then on top of that, the rulebook will have a suggestion for what to play next. And something that is just so genius is this is by Van Ryder Games, and all of the games that they are suggesting, I think they said almost all, if not all, aren't their games. Yeah. I'm not sure if maybe Final Girl is one of them or something like that, but it's all suggesting all different types of games just to get you into gaming. So it's both for younger kids that are learning new mechanics and then wanting to branch out into other types of games, and for different, new players that if you're trying to get someone into gaming, this is a way you can see what types of mechanics they like and then introduce them to things that feel similar. Pretty cool idea. I'm very excited about this one.
Next up, we have one that I'm very excited about, weirdly so, is Kingsburg, the newest edition of Kingsburg. This is the 3rd edition of Kingsburg at this point, which is...
I didn't know this came home.
Yeah, it didn't. Same pile as,
wow.
Same thingy as what's it called. But this is Kingsburg over here. It's the newest version. I still like the original art the best, which is a shame. But this is the 3rd edition of the game, which is, I like Kingsburg a lot. It's a dice rolling game where you can be assigning dice to various advisors over here, getting various resources, building up your own kingdoms over here, and slowly building up your tableau. I'm happy to see it constantly being reprinted. I am sad the original artwork's not in play, because I still think it's the best looking version of the game. But I haven't played this in a long time, and I like this game, so I'm going to go ahead and dive into it and table it.
I haven't played it.
I will happily teach it, because I think it's a great game.
It's one that's been on my list, and it's just always eluded me.
It's
so
an easy one.
It's very exciting.
It's an easy one to table. It's going to be Kingsburg.
Alright, we're going to get into a little bit more swag again, because I have this bag. So first of all, this bag is signed by Ginny D, the queen of the hour. This was her merch bag. I got a lot of merch from her, but there's also other stuff in here as well. So we'll get to it in a second, but our friends at Roller Quit, who had the Heroes of Barcadia stuff, they also had this, which was a Gencon exclusive, because they work with Gencon and like merchandising, but it's a Mimic. And it's a little dice holder. So we're going to open this up, and then Alex, if you want to show off the dice, I'll keep getting into other stuff.
Well, these are actually going to be shown more in detail in other videos in the future, but for right now, quick highlight of sparkly pretty dice.
So those are the dice. This is the little bag and holder. They also, for those of you that didn't play Magic in like the 90s and early aughts, it's a huge thing to use a Crown Royal bag for your dice. Don't ask why, but even like a lot of stores would have Crown Royal bags like piled up and be selling them. So Roller Crit decided to take that idea and do something cheeky. So it says Roller Crit on it. This is like their bag. And then on the inside, if you turn it inside out, it's a Mimic on the inside too.
It's gotcha.
So clever. I have a whole lot more in this bag. Like, do you want to do a game in between, or do you want me to just keep going?
Let's go back and forth between games.
Okay.
We got Guardlings over here. This is going to be game number 16 that I played, I believe.
Weird.
Guardlings is a fun little game from Aline or something like that. This is a game of just bag building, effectively, kind of. You're bag building various tokens over here, and you're trying to connect various gems, and all you're doing is gathering tokens that have gem connections and abilities based on different creatures, and you have to be the first one who's able to score 20 gem connections, and at that point you win. Until you get to 20, you're just slowly building your bag. Oh, you have 17? Boom, get another chip over there. But, well.
I was going to say this sounds cute. I played it yesterday.
That sounds cute. I like to play it.
Oh,
You
that
did.
sounds really cute.
Yep.
It was enjoyable. I liked this.
It's It's definitely a lighter game, more kid friendly and all that, but nothing wrong with a good kid friendly game.
Very
I enjoyed it.
luck. So Joey we already mentioned, but Joey, because of his VIP badge, he also got a little Genevieve, which Genevieve is the dragon of Gencon. And these are the little ones with like a magnet that she can ride around on her shoulder.
Oh, I like those things.
Yeah, I tried putting it on my backpack, but my backpack straps were too thick. But now I have a little Genevieve. And then also going into the Ginny D stuff. So Ginny sells all kinds of merch, but I have a lot of it. But she does sell socks, so I got the 3 different types of socks. But the thing that I'm really excited about, which Alex, I'll have you help me open, is she has these D20s that she made with Dispel dice. So I'll show off just a couple different patterns. So here we go. This one's my favorite. Oh, can you go on the wrong camera? This one's my favorite one, you guys, where it's this like nice light green. I'm gonna get closer because you might be able to see.
With the back, drop your hand. There you go.
Beautiful! Look at the little gold leafing in it. I won't make us zoom in for the other 2, but they're just so pretty. So that one is the green one. There's also this like bluish one, and there's also a pink one. But yeah, the pink one you might be able to show off the different things.
Of your compromises, like I won't do all 3, just 2 of them.
Just 2 of the 3. But yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. So if you guys have any like dice storage, not storage, but dice display ideas, let me know, because I'm really looking into that right now. But finally, I would love to shout out Golden Light Dice. Golden Light Dice is a company that I have seen for like 2 years now. I saw them when I worked at ConnectiCon last year. And they have just been doing better and better ever since and growing as a company, which is so nice to see. But they do a lot of custom dice jewelry where they make these beautiful dice and then they turn it into jewelry. So I got 2 pieces from them. And one of them is this really, really pretty necklace. It's honestly, I don't think this is even doing it justice, but it's like a little terrarium on the inside where there's like flowery bits, and it's this little dice necklace. And then I also got myself some earrings, which, oh, you guys, I know this may not be the content that you're here for, but it's the content you're currently watching. Look at how beautiful.
I'll have you know.
Just saying.
Not like some of my audience is female. And men like earrings too.
Yeah, and they have probably partners that like jewelry, and you know, Christmas is coming eventually, and birthdays and whatnot. So this is Golden Light Dice.
If you find that your spouse is not really that interested in board games, buy her some D4 earrings. That'll change your mind. This is not actual official advice. Anyways, we have Spotlight over here.
It's not official advice.
Spotlight over here brings me up to number 17 that I played, I think.
This one's also cute.
This is cute. This is from Horrible Guild.
I think this is one we should show off. I think it makes sense.
Honestly, you're not wrong.
It's so clever and cool. I didn't understand it until I saw it.
It's got flashlights in it, but no batteries needed over here. The reason for that is because you have a board over here, and this board and this flashlight, this board, it just, all you got is a little black backing with some art. But when you put this underneath it and you lay it down, look, You're
It's
able
so
to move
much
around.
easier to see the area.
You have a flashlight. A flashlight. Look, I'm using my flashlight to wander around. Combine that with cards you're going to be flipping, and you're going to be trying to find, like, different things. Like, ooh, can you find as many dolphins as possible? As many pumpkin heads? As many people playing, I don't know, board games? I have no clue. There's different things you're trying to find in this. But it's basically a cooperative game that is a competitive variant. But it's a cooperative game that's trying to find as much stuff as possible, as quickly as possible, with your flashlight. That's going to be Spotlight by Horrible Guilds. Here you go. This one's yours.
Yes. This is a Mercurial. So this was also in the group with
Good Games Publishing.
Curses and Covens.
Oh.
Yes, but I was trying to and this is a card playing game. It's a 2-player card game, but it's not deck building. It's you're playing against each other with pre-made.
It's hand management.
Yes.
And it's not 2 players. It might be best of 2 players.
Sorry,
It's 1 to
yes.
4 players.
I was pitched it as it plays well at 2, which is why I keep thinking of it as a 2-player game, but it is 2 to 4. This is one that you've
1 to
already
4.
played. 1 to 4.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go.
I played this during the prototype phase. It's basically Century Spice Road, but with more things happening.
And dice and things like that for allocation.
Yeah. That's Mercurial.
Interesting.
Next up, we have Chronicles of Light, which I believe brings me to 18, if I'm counting correctly, but I may have lost track a few times now. Chronicles of Light over here. This is from Ravensburger, and it's a cooperative game of Disney princesses who are trying to accomplish their individual quests as they wander around the board and use various action tokens. I enjoyed it. My biggest complaint right now is it's way too easy in the basic form. I want to play it more and see if there's any way to increase the difficulty.
Just to be a Disney girl, I want to caveat that I believe they're Disney heroines, not all princesses.
What she said. But I think right now the difficulty modification I saw is you just get less time, which isn't really that much of a difficult thing when you don't need that extra day, which so far I haven't. So I want to see some other difficulty modifications, but past that, I enjoyed it. I think it's accessible. I think it's friendly. I think this to me is a kids collection kind of game, not a my collection kind of game, but I did enjoy playing it.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, it was a bit light.
Then...
Can I do something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, so now we've been alluding to it. The time is finally here. This is the Roll a Crit bag. You guys, this is the bag of holding that they kickstarted. Yes. And this is the final bag that is here. So here it is in all of its glory. Now, I'm going to do this as quickly as possible, but there's going to be so many pockets. It's going to be more than the amount of games that Alex has played. We have a pocket here. We flap open. This is the inside lining. We have a pocket here. Ready to look in here? Because there's extra pockets inside of that pocket. Then we're going to open up this pocket. And inside of this pocket, you got about 6 more pockets in there. Alright? After that pocket, we're going to go into your main pocket. But once you go into your main pocket, we're going to go into the main pocket later, actually. Because there's a lot of stuff
You also got to
in there.
save this for you're doing a dedicated thing on this one.
Yeah. We're going quick. Sure. So then you flip it around. You got other stuff back here. You can get rid of your backpack straps if you want. You can tuck them in. You can do all kinds of things. And you got an additional pocket back here, which I believe has a protector thing in it. Somewhere I have a protector thing that I can wrap this whole thing in. It's not in there. I'm wrong, but here's all the pockets. It's inside one of these.
It's not at the bottom and rolls its way up?
What?
Isn't it from the bottom and rolls its way up?
Perhaps.
That maybe?
Yes, there's a small pocket in the bottom, and it has this inside of it. If you ever want to just wrap it up into something to protect it, like when you're flying and things like that.
Or rain.
Or
Is it
rain,
waterproof?
all those things. I don't know. I don't know. So you guys, you know what? Maybe I should leave what's inside as a surprise. I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite things on the inside. But if I said leave some, and then I won't. So as I said, there are the special straps. Here's one of them. And this one is the apothecary one. So you can get all different straps. You can switch them out, have different colors. Here's the apothecary one that I picked out myself. And one final thing I'll show, I might not be able to find inside of here. Here we go. They have little zipper pulls. So these are little things that you can attach to make your zippers even easier to pull too. And they're little swords. Check out my Instagram for everything else, because I'm just going to keep it a secret.
Plus
There's
you can use this for other
better things in here. You guys, it's going to be used for so many things.
Over here, we have Alhambra the Red Palace. This is a version of Alhambra that is different than regular Alhambra, which I like a regular Alhambra, so I'm going to play this one. So I haven't played this one, but I have played regular Alhambra, which makes this easier to dive into, but there are some small little change or differences as far as the buildings that go into actual cards. So I'm intrigued to play this and see if I like it or not.
Honestly, I'm kind of excited for all of the things that are here that I'm taking to try to fit inside of my bag. Between my all-play bag and my bag of holding, I'm solid.
Okay. We have Nestlings. I played this during the prototype phase, and I've actually covered this one, but I am excited to try this because I've heard several people, well, first of all, I know it's changed a lot based on my initial feedback, but I know several people who've played this and enjoyed it, so I am excited to table Nestlings and see how this one plays.
I have a thing about birds.
As in a bad thing about birds?
Yeah.
I saw a bat at Gencon.
No.
I took a photo.
Really?
Yes. I was having coffee one morning, and a
And he
bat
had coffee
just...
with you?
No. He just fluttered away, and I was like, what is that? And I was like, oh, that's a bat. I'm like, is that a normal thing? He's like, no. But he's very chill about it. I'm like, it's a bat. So I went to go take a photo of it. I have a photo of a bat resting against the wall in broad daylight at Gen Con.
Oh, it was probably sick.
Well, that's less fun now. Anyways, we got a little alchemist.
How much is left over there?
Like
because
4.
I have one thing here.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4 after this.
Okay.
And then we're almost done.
Almost there.
Little Alchemist. Very excited to play this one. I want to try this one. And again, there's a lot of kid-friendly games I came back in Gen Con with. But Little Alchemist from CGE is a kid-friendly version of Alchemist that works your way up through the Alchemist system to start off as very basic and then just gets more and more intricate as you go. There is an app as well.
It was the designer, it was a version that they were playing with their children and then kind of adapted that to an actual playable version of the game.
Yeah. Then we have over here, this is actually yours, we have Hibachi.
Yes, Hibachi.
I don't know anything about this game.
So I believe in Hibachi this is going to be a little bit of a dexterity game with chips. Yes. It's a dexterity game with chips where you're playing as these different cats and there's cat money and I think it looked very, very cute and there's not many dexterity games that really land well with me, but this one with the theme and how it looked and recommended on, there was a few, people that we're friends with that were recommending it when we were walking by.
Oh, is that the person who's like, this is my favorite game of the convention? Mm-hmm. There was a person who was by the booth, not an official Matago employee or whatnot, but they were like, no one believes me, but this is my favorite game. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, everyone just does not believe me, but...
And someone else too.
I don't know who.
Well, I don't want to be wrong, so I'm not going to say their name, but just in case. But, yeah, little dexterity game with cats and chips and stuff. I'm very excited about. But I believe I have another cat game.
Speaking of, do you? I'm out of all the games.
Is there not another cat game there?
Not that I have.
The No Nico?
This is a cat game? Oh, it's got a cat on the cover. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's cats.
Kyoto no Nico. This is actually one of the ones I'm
most...
most...
a little paw there, too.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
This is one of the ones...
Look, it's all cats.
It's all cats. This is one of the ones that I'm actually very excited for. This is Kyoto no Nico by Famatago. Experience the adventures of a cat walking in Kyoto. I had no idea.
You had no idea you're a cat.
It just looks so pretty.
Yeah.
Like a whole... Look at this. This looks so pretty. At no point did I think this is a cat walking game.
So as a cat lover, I believe Nico is cat.
I didn't know that at all. There's cats all over the place.
The name is probably Cat in Kyoto.
This is a straight up cat game. I was very excited for a game. I had no idea what was going on in it.
I'm gonna look this up.
You play as a kitten who will grow up while discovering its environment in the city of Kyoto, Japan. Make friends, hunt, climb trees, dodge dangers, and if necessary, take out your claws. I'm more excited for this game now.
Yeah, that word is cat in
Fascinating.
Japanese.
I had no idea. I am more excited.
I think I just knew from seeing the word. I was like, oh, cats.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew what I was excited for. I knew that.
So, is that your last
I
game?
have 2 more.
Okay, because I have one thing.
I'll do one more here. We have Chili Fox over here. Well, we have Spectacular from Chili Fox, a game of collecting animals and feeding them in your little zoo. Looks fun, looks straightforward. It's simultaneous play, up to 6 players, 1 to 6 players specifically. And I am intrigued because I like games that look like this, and I don't know if I like this one, but I might like this one. So we'll see.
I finally have another gift that I was given. So James from our Discord, he gifted me this Dispel Dice set, which was so beautiful, so I just wanted to show it off. But it's this like amethysty gold set with some gold leafing inside of it, and honestly Dispel Dice can just do no wrong. But this combined with my Ginny sets was again my reason to ask you guys if anyone has dice display that they really like different things. I actually took a picture of a really cool one that I saw at one of the booths where they had like a it looked like a 3D printed skull, and then they put an LED light inside of it, so the skull was glowing, and then the dice were all nestled inside of the face. So yeah.
And lastly, I have our Lorcana Gateway. This is a version of Lorcana that lets you play as Lorcana, but it ramps you up as you go. So, specifically, I want to play Lorcana with my kids. They love playing with the cards, but they actually haven't played the game yet. I've played Lorcana, just not with them, and I am excited to...
Keep going.
Okay.
There's something forgotten that I think is so important it needs to be brought on camera.
Okay. That? I wasn't going to do... Oh, I was... No.
No?
I was going to save that for the other video.
Oh, no.
You could if you really want to, but you keep showing... Well, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Anyways, this is...
Sorry,
what's it
guys.
called? I didn't forget
Teaser.
it all. Yeah. This is a gateway version of Lorcana. It lets you dive into Lorcana and ramp your way up through it so that people can, see it, play it, and experience it without having to dive straight into it. So I'm excited to do that with my kids, and I think that's the last thing we have.
I guess.
You're so disappointed.
I can't show off the super secret stuff, I guess.
You can do what you want. There's just things that are going in dedicated videos.
You'll have to see. Stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button.
Anyways, that has been a Gen Con haul. A whole lot of games, a whole lot of things to go through. I think by my rough count, I've played 19 of the... I don't know how many I'm supposed to be covering here, but I'm trying to aggressively go through these.
I'm so excited about so many of these.
Yeah, I know. That's why. Again, the fact that I've been able to play that many that quickly is because I specifically chose things that I think I can table. I specifically chose things I think I can cover, and some of these will take a little longer than others. But I'm going to try to ramp through as many of these as possible to be able to experience, cover, and tell you my thoughts and feelings about these games.
Same.
Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
I'm Professor Mag.
And have a good one.
Bye.